with all that out of the way, we're going to be taking a deep dive into our NFL Week 5 pick'em. Last week, boys, wasn't a great week for our boy B Cap. He was what, 7? He had 6 points. I had 11. Justin had
I'm
11.
in yeah, I'm in third place. Right? John is killing it right now with 37 and 26. Justin is 33 and 30, and I'm 30 and 33 overall.
I wish we started this sooner so we can get subscribers in as well. Next year, when we start off the Patreon, that's going to be a benefit. We're going to have people join us, or a fantasy football league, or a pick'em. Now, this week, it's not the best slate of games the way it was week 1 or week 2. Starting off, we already covered the Colts versus the Broncos. We got the Giants versus the Packers. Steelers versus Bills. This one is expected to be a blowout, and the line
-14. What is that? Like the biggest? I think that's their most points they've been underdogs in their entire history as a Steelers team. I think I saw that.
in a long time.
Yeah. And it's in Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo's going to win. I'm sorry, John. Hopefully, Kenny Pickett can show you a couple flashes here and there to give you at least a silver lining for the future, but it's not your week this week.
Kenny Pickett brought energy last week. This offense has lacked in a long time, but they're still 0-7 and 0. They haven't won with TJ Watt, and that's not going to change on the road with a rookie quarterback making his first start. So give me the Bills, and honestly, this one could be a close game, but it could also be an absolute shell shock of a disaster.
Hey, right.
I'm rolling with Buffalo. Another beatdown. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
Sorry.
Next up, Browns versus Chargers. Before the season, I had the Browns winning this game. It's the type of match where the Chargers, they've been killed by injuries. They always have these weird, sluggish weeks like we saw when they got killed by 4 touchdowns against Jacksonville. Give me Jacoby Brissett. I just don't feel great about this Chargers group, and I expect Cleveland to start 3-2.
Yeah, I'm with you, John. I'm rolling with Cleveland this week. I think they've had some games where, I mean, they could have won just last week too. I think they're better than what people expect them to be, and they're just waiting for that Deshaun Watson return. They start this one with a win.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Cleveland. I'll agree with you guys. I'll take that Cleveland running game. It's just this Chargers team has been ravished with injuries. Justin Herbert's still not healthy. J.C. Jackson is just coming back. Rashawn Slater's out for the season, or he's just on IR, but he's going to be up. Yeah. So, and Joey Bosa's out. It's not looking good for these Chargers. So give me Cleveland. 2-3 to start the season. Not good for the Chargers.
Definitely not great. Another team that's not great is the 2-2 Chicago Bears, who are 7-point underdogs going to Minnesota at 1:00. Look, Jettas, he's going to get right again for a second straight strong performance after that disaster on prime time. Give me the Vikings convincingly.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Minnesota. Get Jettas involved early and often, and Minnesota will fly away with this one.
Yeah, I mean, give me Minnesota. There's nothing more to say.
Chicago's defense only allowed 19 points a game.
Yeah.
They'll allow 30 this
Or
week.
better not choke this one.
So the most fun team in football is the Detroit Lions, and they're playing the most boring team this week in New England, where they're 3-point underdogs. This Lions defense is an absolute disaster, but this Patriots offense of Bailey Zappi, I don't have a lot of confidence in. Who do you guys got as Patriot fans?
Man, this is tough. Geez. That Lions defense is not good.
Really?
Geno Smith just put up 48 points on them. So it's tough for me to say, oh, Bailey Zappi can't do it. So you know what? I hate to do it, but I have to bet against my team this week. And I'm rolling with the guys on my sweater right now. And I got to stick with the Lions.
So I will say that this running, they've allowed a lot of running yards. The one game is the Commanders where they didn't really allow it, but week 1 against the Eagles, Sanders and the other guy, I just forgot his name, had a pretty good game. Dalvin Cook had a good game, and Rashad Penny just went absolutely off. One thing that the Patriots can do very well is run the football. We got 2 really good running backs. Bailey Zappi's obviously not going to be asked to do anything. I would imagine he's going to get maybe 17 pass attempts this entire game, maybe. It's going to be a heavy load. Damian Harris might get 20 carries. Mondre might get like 15 or 16. So this is such a tough game.
The Lions are really banged up. Amon-Ra
I'm
St.
gonna
Brown,
take.
DeAndre
I'm,
Swift in practice.
yeah, I'm gonna take New England, but in a very close game. I just think that they can control the time of possession and run all over this defense, and I think the Patriots defense can get a couple of stops.
You're convincing me. I think I want to change my pick.
I think this can be an absolute shootout because of what Jared Goff's been able to do this year, but it won't against the Patriots. And I think they'll manage this game to victory. They almost beat Aaron Rodgers last week. Don't overthink it. I've got the Pats.
It's in New England too. We should mention.
You know what it is? I feel pressure because I'm wearing a Lions hoodie right now. So it's like I feel obligated to pick them.
Oh, there you go.
But I'm going to change it. I'm going to roll New England.
We got
I'm
the most
changing.
emphatic screen freeze right there by you. We're obligated. It was awesome.
Your point
up,
got across, though, Justin. Your point got across.
As an NFL fan growing up, there were three teams that kind of were endearing to me: the Steelers, the Saints, and the Seahawks. The Saints and the Seahawks play one another this week, and whew, Andy Dalton, he had a very solid game. You can make the case there was a quarterback controversy in New Orleans where they're 5.5-point favorites versus Geno Smith. Look, I know the Seahawks have had two great wins against the Lions and the Broncos, but the Saints are going to take this victory.
I hope to God they take this victory. But yeah, I'm going to take the Saints. It's in New Orleans, the Superdome. Those fans get raucous. So yeah, give me the Saints. Hope that defense better show up.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Saints, just hoping that Michael Thomas will be healthy. Alvin Kamara will be out there as well, hopefully. As long as those two are there, I'm going to roll with the Saints.
Kamara was a late scratch last week, limited participant this week in practice. Michael Thomas is still not practiced yet with that foot. Look, if the Seahawks win this game, I think the game plan is pretty simple. Let's hand off the football to Rashad Penny because it seems to work when they do.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good game plan. Next up, we have the battle of the AFC East, the second and third best teams in the division, and the Miami Dolphins traveling to the Meadowlands at 1 o'clock to play the Jets. The Dolphins without Tua Tagovailoa this week. He is in concussion protocol. I don't really have a take about that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. They're 3.5-point favorites in spite of him being out. Who do you guys have?
Rolling with the Jets, man. I think Zach Wilson, they have some momentum there. Zach Wilson wasn't amazing throughout that whole game, but he was special when he needed to be. And I think without Tua, I think the Jets can take advantage.
We just throw the word around special, don't we?
I said special when he needed to be.
Yeah, you should. The word special and Zach Wilson should never be used.
You see the way he hit that gritty?
I don't give a goddamn crap.
You're just blowing up the word.
Like, congratulations. He can dance. Wow. Applaud you. Give me the Dolphins. I mean, you guys were singing this team's praises, and just because Tua is down, they have Teddy Bridgewater, who's one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. They still have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They still have Mike McDaniel, who you guys are very high on, and I am sold on. I don't get how you're picking the Jets. They're still the Jets. Give me the Dolphins.
Look, man, Zach Wilson has moxie to him. And this Dolphins offense was run differently with Teddy Bridgewater. There is a difference between those two players that I did not expect coming into the year. Give me these New York Jets. Scary offense when it's all clicking. You laughing at me?
You just said scary offense. Don't be scared of the Jets, dude.
Honestly, I think there's talent on this Jets team. And as a Patriots fan, as much as I hate to say it, they have way more talent on offense than us.
And one more win.
And I'm saying not by a little bit, by a whole lot of it.
You can say they have talent on the offense. I will not disagree with that. But to say the word scary and to say special is going way too far.
I did not call the quarterback special. When they needed him to make the plays, he made the plays. So my bad. Let me say he played well when he needed to make Brandon happy.
Thank you. Yes, because you shouldn't be using special anywhere near Zach Wilson's name.
Buddy.
He is a hell of a talent.
Okay, but he's not special.
Special talent. Yes, that needs to put it all together.
Before the season, where is Zach Wilson in the NFL?
To come on the road in your first game back from injury at Heinz Field and when it all matters, lead a 65-yard, 10-play drive to win, That is a special
against a
ride.
defense that has been trash this season, and you have just stated that they are winless without.
But so what? This
First
is
game back from injury.
It's first game back from injury. This is his second season. And that Sunday, it looked like there was some change. That wasn't the Zach Wilson we saw last year, because if you input last year's Zach Wilson into that game, I guarantee you they lose.
He had good games last year, though, but he also had an abundance
of the season
crap games, though.
You know what, Brent? At the end of the day, he won, and the Patriots are 1-3. Moving on to our next game of the week, what Brandon is expecting to be a beatdown, because I've already heard him talk ad nauseum about it. The Atlanta Falcons going to Tampa Bay at 1 o'clock, and let me tell you, they're not favorites by any stretch. The Buccaneers are expected to win 9-point favorites, -9.5, -9.
I respect that. I'm going
blowout Tampa.
Marcus Mariota's been doing a good job, and that team can run the darn football. But
no Cordell Patterson now. I don't feel as optimistic going into, at least this week. I still like the team, but this week Tampa's looking to get rolling.
Rams defense gets back on track. Rams Buccaneers defense gets back on track.
Tyler Algier had a very good performance along with Caleb Huntley, 2 rookies in there. I think they're still going to do a fine job. Next game, Titans get a win last week against the Colts.
Who'd you pick?
A good one. Oh, Buccaneers.
Okay.
Titans going to Washington, where they're 2-point favorites at -2. Look, this Commanders team is an absolute disaster. Carson Wentz is delayed. He's kind of a broken quarterback. Give me the Titans.
Give me the Titans.
I think this is a week that I could see the Commanders pulling out a win here, so I'm going to go Washington.
I want to roll with them, but looking at that offense and how bad the defense has been, Chase Young is still not back. They're going to take their time with him because, he's not going to save the season, quite frankly. Next game, maybe the worst team in the NFL right now, the Houston Texans going to Jacksonville, where they're 7-point underdogs, -7 at 1 o'clock. Give me the Jags. Man, they're going to start off 3-2 and put themselves in prime position at first place in the AFC South.
Yeah, I'm high on Jacksonville. You know how I am about Duval County, so I think T-Law picks up and they run right over Houston.
What's the saying for them?
Duval.
That's it. Forgot it.
Yeah, give me the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Just go on. Next game.
So if Baker Mayfield is the lowest QBR in the NFL and the second lowest in NFL history right now, this game against San Francisco's defense is going to be disgusting. Let me say this. DJ Moore, he's a wide receiver #1, and just like Deontay Johnson, he needs an actual quarterback. And I'm taking the 49ers in this game convincingly, where they're on the road, but still 6.5-point favorites, -6.5. Give me the Niners.
Is it a question on what team I'm going with this week? Of course I'm going with San Francisco. Baker is going to continue to look ugly.
Brand's going to go we're Niners. Just go on to say it. Don't waste our time.
We're the Carolina Panthers.
All right. That's just hit. You know what? What's the reasoning behind it? Just so he can get an edge in this pick'em, just in case they win, just to get an extra game.
Real quick, Justin is going to be in last place, just like the Panthers in the standings.